sun, and auburn hair tied back into a tight weave. Powerful loudspeakers in the walls of the room crackled, and a voice, a breathless, female, familiar voice, blared out.
Hope you can hear me. I need to warn you. There are things here. Monsters. Terrible monsters. Can't fight them. You have to turn back while you still can. It's too late for me. I'm already dead, but you...
The voice was cut off in a blizzard of radio static. The video feed from the rover had been cut too, its last frame frozen on the screen. The assembled experts on stage were staring up at the image, open-mouthed. The crowd was equally unsettled, and no one more so than Amber Lewis herself. The voice that had sounded from the speakers had been her own. The face of the space-suited woman on Europa, now frozen on the cinema screen, 16 meters tall, was Amber Lewis's face. The Doctor was the first to find his voice, at least sufficiently for a growl to bubble up from his throat. What did I just say about causing a fuss? Doctor Who, Death Among the Stars by Steve Lyons, read by Nicola Bryant. But that isn't me, insisted Amber. How can it be? I'm here. I'm standing right here next to you, Doctor. Might be time for us to leave, the Doctor suggested. Amber was beginning to draw some curious stares. People were looking at her, frowning, then looking up at the image of her on the screen. They tugged on their friend's sleeves, pointing Amber out to them too. She tried to hide her face by pretending to play with her hair. The crowd had closed in behind her and the Doctor. They couldn't escape that way. The Doctor bolted forwards instead. Amber hastened after him, past the cinema screen, towards a door in the corner marked Employees Only. She waved her badge at a steward who tried to intercept them. It's okay, she told him, trying to sound authoritative. I'm on it. Outside, the sun was bright, but an early morning chill lingered in the air. Don't look back, the Doctor cautioned Amber as he led the way towards the rocket garden. Everyone in that theatre was waving camera phones. We don't want your face plastered all over whatever app the cool kids are using in 2060. Said Amber. Yeah, bit late to worry about that, don't you think? Should she call her mum? She wondered. If she hadn't seen the broadcast from Europa yet, she would surely hear all about it soon. What could Amber possibly say to her, though, if she did call? A tall blue shed stood between the Saturn 1B rocket and the Zeus 5 capsule. Amber hadn't seen it before, and she had taken tour groups around the garden only yesterday. The Doctor unlocked the shed's double doors and slipped inside. He beckoned to Amber to follow him, and once again, she had no better idea. She glanced back, despite his warning, to be sure that no one had followed them. Then Amber Lewis stepped into the Doctor's blue box and, for the second time that morning, was faced with something entirely inexplicable. The Doctor stood silently at the controls of his space-time machine. He hadn't touched them for several minutes, however. Not since he had started up the asthmatic engines, which in turn had sent rings spinning and lights racing about the chamber's perimeter. Amber was still trying to digest his explanations, which had been cursory at best. I feel like you're blaming me for something I haven't done, she spoke up finally. Is that it? The Doctor sounded disappointed. You have nothing more to say about the TARDIS's impossible internal dimension?